momentum on this. Sorry.
Just to clarify, my understanding was that this meeting was the vehicle to take forward the issues raised by residents at the Residents Annual Meeting. So what has happened is a series of notes were taken from that meeting.
Well, they were taken by your party political leader. They weren't taken even by a resident. It was pretty disgraceful what went on at that meeting. I don't want Councillor Whitfield to actually interrupt on this, because it's really crucial that if as a council that meeting was hijacked and things were actually spoken about in that meeting that were incorrect, that Paul Gardner spoke about, I have to name him because he's your party leader. So residents have got a right to be able to come along and correct the things that he misled that meeting about.
Bear with me 1 second, Roger.
I don't think his input is actually relevant to this.
I would like to come back to the chair on this.
Okay. At that meeting, what we wanted to do was to prepare an update to the residents. We're not as accessible, and we're not as we don't update the public as much as we should do, which is why we're trying to take the engagement forward.
No, I appreciate all of that, but that's separate. We're talking specifically about the Portishead Residents Annual Meeting, and let's be fair, few residents were able to talk at that meeting because not only did time run out, people walked out of that meeting in disgust as what was going on. And I think it's something that does need to be raised. We can't just brush it under the carpet, and we also can't leave it for another year to actually raise those items. Having had the barraging against Mr. Smith and Mr. Mortby at the last meeting to say that people couldn't talk about it, it's very surprising to see it on the agenda tonight. Yeah. I wanted to highlight that hypocrisy and the irony about it. So I think it's very important it goes in the minutes, that people can, at the next Community Matters meeting after the by-election, come along and talk about it. Not that I don't think they should be able to talk about it now, because it isn't relevant to Cllr and it's not relevant to the by-election. It's something that's really important. And if that meeting can be hijacked in such a way to give wrong information out to the public, to abuse the public, then the public should be allowed to come along and correct those items in a timely fashion, not when it suits the council.